Taylor Swift just made a huge announcement on Good Morning America today saying, "We have broken every single record that could be broken with the Eras Tour, and the only thing left is to close the book." Welcome to Hits Differently. I'm Molly, and I'm going to tell you everything that there is to know about this big announcement that Taylor Swift made this morning about 2 new projects that we are going to be getting this December 12th. I'm going to tell you how Taylor announced it, what she said about it, break down some pieces of the trailer that is out there now, and just tell you what I'm most excited for with the End of an Era docuseries and the Eras Tour final show from Vancouver that will be streaming on Disney Plus on December 12th. Good Morning America started teasing this announcement a day ago. Taylor Nation had been hinting that something big was going to be coming this Swift Day, which the Swift Day is always the 13th of every month. So our Swiftie senses were tingling that something was going to happen today. I had a feeling that it could be a documentary. And if you've been listening to our show for a while now, you know that I have been wondering if it would actually be a docuseries, and all of that got confirmed today when Taylor released the trailer for these 2 projects on Good Morning America, and she posted this on her social accounts. It was the end of an era, and we knew it. We wanted to remember every moment leading up to the culmination of the most important and intense chapter of our lives. So we allowed filmmakers to capture this tour and all the stories woven throughout it as it wound down, and to film the show in its entirety. The Eras Tour, the final show, featuring the entire Tortured Poets Department set and the first 2 episodes of The End of an Era, a 6-episode behind-the-scenes docuseries, will be yours on December 12th on Disney Plus. I cannot believe that this is happening. We saw the camera crews filming Taylor during those final months of the Eras Tour. We know Taylor wore the same outfits the final weekend in Vancouver, which is the same thing that she did when she was filming the original Eras Tour film in LA. So we were hoping that maybe we would someday get a second version of the Eras Tour that included the Tortured Poets Department set, because when the Eras Tour movie came out, which I think as of today, it was 2 years ago today that came out. When it came out, she hadn't even released or announced the Tortured Poets Department yet, much less did we see it on the set list. So I cannot wait to see the TTPD set on the big screen. I think I'm even more excited for all the behind the scenes and the making of the Eras Tour that we're going to get in this docuseries. I'm so glad that it is a docuseries. We're just going to get so much information. Miss Americana was just one normal documentary. I don't forget the exact length. Let's call it an hour and a half. And we learned so much about Taylor and her life in that documentary, which is available on Netflix. I can't even wrap my brain around all the types of things we're going to learn in this 6-part docuseries. So if you're wondering if we're getting all of it at once, we are not. We're going to be getting the first 2 episodes of The End of an Era, which is the docuseries, on December 12th. And then for the next 2 weeks, we'll continue to get 2 episodes for a total of 6. The Eras Tour final show from Vancouver in December of last year will also come out on December 12th. So on December 12th, we'll get the first 2 episodes of the docuseries, and we will get the full Eras Tour set with Tortured Poets from the final night in Vancouver. That is going to be a wild Friday. I stay blessed that my birthday is a couple days before Taylor's, because Taylor's birthday is December 13th. She always loves to give the fans some sort of a present around her birthday. My birthday is the 11th, so I'm going to get to celebrate my birthday weekend with this content. I'm so excited. I was blessed a couple years ago when she released Evermore on my birthday as well. So any other December babies that are Swifties out there, what a great time. What a great time to be a Swiftie and to have your birthday. Anyway, getting back to the more important thing here is that in this trailer, there were a lot of things that were just shown to us that we're going to learn more about when all of this comes out. So here are the top things that I noticed that I'm excited for, but I want to hear what you all noticed and what you're excited for. So please make sure to comment on this or reach out to us on our social accounts at @ItHitsDiffPod, because we want to hear what you guys took away from this. But these are my top takeaways, okay? And if you're watching this, then you'll be able to see some of these on the screen. So first of all, the opening shot with the Disney Plus logo and Taylor walking in front of it and the dress for Enchanted was just amazing. The thing that made me the most excited initially was seeing this, I don't know, some sort of wall or poster board or whatever with Post-it notes on it with all of these Taylor songs from different albums written on it. So at first I thought, is this how she figured out the surprise songs? Is this how she did surprise song mashups? But she does have songs from the set list on this board. Lover, The Man, The Archer, August, being the ones that I picked out from this. And she also lists things like Cold As You, The Outside, Tied Together With a Smile from Debut, which never ended up making the set list. At first I thought it was surprise songs, but maybe this was how she chose the set list. Maybe that's something that we're going to find out. Let me know what your theories are on this. Then we get a shot of Taylor kissing Travis under the stage. This just makes me so happy. Like how happy they look. Right before that, we also got a clip of Taylor walking with Olivia. And just going to call this one out right now. When we saw Taylor in this yellow outfit holding Olivia a year ago, she was standing in front of an A12. And that was our first nod to TS12, The Life of a Showgirl. Now we get A13 in this. So is she already Easter egging TS13? I'm not going to take that any further than it is, but there's a 13 right there, okay? Jumping ahead to a couple clips later, we see Taylor in a Chiefs shirt in her dressing room. I'm wondering if this might be some behind the scenes of when she had shows on Sundays during the NFL season and they maybe put the game on before the show. I love this for her. She looks so happy. Even Tree Payne and her family are all behind her smiling too, rooting for the Chiefs, I'm assuming. Then we see things like Taylor with Sabrina, Taylor with Ed Sheeran, Florence when she came on to sing Florida, and that got added to the set list for 4 shows. Taylor and Gracie, Taylor and Travis rehearsing. Give me all the behind the scenes of Taylor rehearsing with her special guests and then them coming on stage. We didn't see Jack Antonoff in this trailer, but he also came on stage during this time period. He came on stage with Taylor multiple times over the Eras tour, but he for sure came on in London when Florence and Gracie came out as well, and Travis. The second half of the trailer talks about how we are going to see the Tortured Poets Department set for the very first time. Again, I just think it's going to look so cool on a screen that's not a grainy live stream. No offense to any of the live streams. Shout out to Amir. But I cannot wait to see these performances with the cool lighting and everything shot in this professional quality. I'll be really interested to see what surprise songs they choose to put in here, because for the original concert film, Taylor did end up giving us a cut of every surprise song that she sang in LA while she was recording. She recorded over 3 nights, just like I think she did for Vancouver. So it'll be interesting. I would think that the movie cut will have the surprise songs from the final night, but maybe we'll get as a bonus the other surprise songs from the rest of that weekend in Vancouver. And in case you're wondering, the surprise songs from that final night on December 8th were A Place in This World mashed up with New Romantics, and then Long Live New Year's Day in the Manuscript. The other nights in Vancouver, night 1, it was Haunted in Wonderland and Never Grow Up and The Best Day. And then night 2 was I Love You, I'm Sorry and Last Kiss with Gracie. And then the Tortured Poets Department and Maroon. All right, final things to note about the trailer are that we also got this Benjamin Button cameo when Taylor's drawing her bath, which feels like a nod to the Life of a Showgirl cover where she said it's like her getting in the ice bath after the show. And then you see Taylor taking off her makeup. She's still in her costume and she's talking about how it takes her a while to wind down from the show. So she comes back, she watches TV, she eats room service, and she signs a box of 2,000 CDs, which I feel like is such an important thing for her to work in there, because I think some people have started to question if Taylor actually does sign all of her CDs or if she's using AutoPen. And I feel like this was her way of saying, I am signing all of these for you guys. Also think about that. She would have had to, she started to sign these CDs for The Life of a Showgirl so long ago, because who knows exactly when this is from, this clip. Maybe it's from the final night in Vancouver or that final weekend, or maybe it's from a couple of months prior, maybe over a year in advance she was starting to sign the CDs for Showgirl. The last thing I want to say is that Taylor used the I Can Do It With a Broken Heart remix to be the track behind this trailer, which just worked so perfectly with the 1, 2, 3, 4 and the beat. It was awesome. Those are my favorite things that I noticed from the trailer. Again, I want to hear what you all think, so drop it in the comments. And if you want to start getting hype for this Eras Tour content, you can go check out our Patreon, where we have a lot of Eras Tour content, the recaps that I did during all of 2024. If you want to go relive some of those shows, you can check out our Patreon. The link to that will be included in the description of this video or podcast episode, wherever you're listening to this. And I just can't wait. Thank you, Taylor, for all that you do for the fans. Now that we have Showgirl, it's always so nice to have something else to look forward to, and she always delivers that for us. I can't wait to hear all of your thoughts. I can't wait to see both of the docuseries and the movie. I'm overwhelmed. I'm excited, and I hope that you are too. Thank you so much for watching. Give this video a like and subscribe or follow us wherever you're watching or listening to this. Bye.